Yeah, podcast Cringe, which is one of my favorite ones. He gets it right like 8% of the time, which, I get everything right. So, it's Bert. We'll see. It's Bert Kreischer. Have a mental breakdown. Tom Segura? Fucking whatever.
Oh, no, 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 no. Oh.
Oh, I my pants.
Wait.
We're totally clean. We're totally clean. We're totally clean. Don't throw up because I'll throw up. Put another.
Ugh.
No, it's totally fine. It's totally fine.
Get a trash can. Get a fucking trash can in here.
So there I was, laying awake, contemplating life at 3:47 a.m. this morning on the other side of the world, and one of my regulars
Yeah,
drops me an
cats
email
fucking
saying,
around
"Have you
me."
seen the new Two Bears, One Cave?" To call it a spectacle would be an understatement. Bert literally craps his pants and wipes it on the show. First thing out of his mouth is back to the Kelsey brothers. It's insane, man. So naturally, I'm curious and open up YouTube and spend the early hours of the morning listening to Tom and Bert's latest episode of Two Bears, One Cave. And it immediately became clear exactly what was going on. The whole thing, unsurprisingly, was completely fake. So let me break it down because I noticed a few...
Yeah, thanks for taking forever, podcast Cringe. Still the best. Doesn't pull many punches, but I think he likes Bill Burr a whole bunch or sucks his dick.
things in this episode, and Bert fake crapping his pants all of a sudden became the least interesting thing that I found. Now don't worry, I'm going to show you how it all
What the
went
fuck am
down,
I doing?
but for me the most interesting part was this gem.
That's right. We beat you because we're friends with Joe Rogan.
Ah,
So the story of our careers. We didn't have to try out for a team. We got picked.
no, you didn't.
Our dad owns league.
Fucking homo.
We didn't do anything during this.
So how did we go from Bert fake crapping his pants to bragging about being a Nepo man-child?
okay.
Well,
I
the
hate
theme
Tom
of the
way
episode
more.
was two bears
I don't
versus
like either
two
of 'em.
Kelseys,
I hate
in
Tom
reference
more.
to the Kelsey brothers, Jason and Travis, who play in the NFL. And if you haven't heard, Travis is dating Taylor Swift. And I just want to say this up front. Usually these guys have something to talk about on Two Bears, but it was actually at the end of the podcast when Bert said this
Hey, can I come to Thanksgiving?
that I realized this episode was recorded in the week before Thanksgiving. And what do you know? That was the week that they posted their first podcast together in months called The Bears Are Back. So I'm guessing they banked a whole bunch of episodes that week, so they had a whole bunch of Two Bears episodes in the bag for the next few weeks. That's something that my regulars will be fully up to speed on because we've been following this pattern for a while now. Anyway, the reason I bring this up is because when you're banking episodes, you're basically shooting 2 or 3 in a day,
Hurry the fuck
which
up.
explains why this one was just over an hour long. But more importantly, you run out of stuff to talk about because there's no gap in between episodes. So here we have Tom and Bert balls deep in their banking week with absolutely nothing to talk about. That's when I realized that this whole episode
I don't know. I'm like, did I choose the wrong clip? This is 15 minutes. Fucking, I like podcast Cringe, but I just want to see Bert cry. Fucking, that's
at a recent performance and did the exact same thing. He put a tissue down the back and he wiped, but apparently on that occasion, down the mantle and get back to my normal life. Ladies and gentlemen, my work here is done.
We will do the rounds to raise money.
Hello, JRE.
Oh, man.
Oh,
Fucking,
Machine movie that flopped like a sack of potatoes. You and your buddies plugged it nonstop on JRE. You even played the first teaser. As long as they have a good guest and steer away from current events, there really isn't anything wrong with it, right? But I feel kind of silly now that I didn't realize that when you bank episodes like this, you don't give yourself time to go out and do stuff in the real world so you actually have material to talk.
So I haven't had a beer in 3 months. Like, I've been taking this nice horse-based moxidectin, and it's been working real well, and I've been draining fluid like crazy, so I could have a beer. I think I chose the wrong clip, but Bert and Tom, their whole shit's falling apart, right? And, Bert's kind of having a mental breakdown, and his wife is a hick, so I understand. Like, she saw that Tom and Christina P are fake, and they're not friends, and it's all about money. And when a redneck sees a fake, they just, especially a woman. Good luck, man. So Bert's having a mental breakdown. Plus, he had some chick lick his ass. You know, it's just these motherfuckers have made a mess of fucking everything. So let's go
about
ahead and just
on
watch the
each
fucking
episode.
video.
And if you read through the comments of that episode, oh man, more and more of their listeners are getting sick and tired of these boring podcasts that are filled with ad reads and fake scripted gags that are there to just fill in the space between this and the next ad read. Sad to watch this podcast die a slow death, but it's also cringe to watch them lose touch with reality and become almost as lost as the guys from ESPN before Pat. I've tried so many times to watch this show and I can't make it to the 7-minute mark when Barf is on. I don't think I've made it to the 10-minute mark of a Two Bears One Cave with Bert on it. The non-stop interrupting is unlistenable. 2 minutes in and almost ready to bail. Brent has gotten unlistenable for me at this point. For the right price, Tom would sell his and
So Case made their empire's crumbling. They focused on the wrong shit. Also, anytime they get money like Rogan or anybody, they just, you know, even though it took no effort, the little effort it took to be normal is now gone.
entire family. I feel like this podcast needs more ads. Now that's just a few,
That's
but their
fine.
comment section is full of hundreds
I
of
talk a
comments
lot of
saying
shit.
basically
I
the
talk
same
a lot
thing.
of shit too.
Bert seems almost completely oblivious to this, but I think Tom is definitely
one of
worried about how much longer they can keep this machine going. This time last year, YMH's views peaked at almost 11 million for the week, but throughout this whole year they've been trending downward, and the same week this year
Come
is
on,
just
Papa.
under 4 million views. And since
Come on,
August,
Brendan
the
Shaw.
whole YMH channel has just been tanking. That
I'm
means
ready
that
for
their
your
ad revenue would be
come
almost
on.
a third
I
of
want
where it
him
was
to beat
this
them.
time
I want
last
Brendan
year.
Shaw
And when you have
to
all
beat
those
them
staff and the overheads
become
that
a
come with
star.
operating several different
That
studios,
would be
you don't
great.
need to be a rocket
Like,
scientist to see where they're
They
heading.
really have some
And I
good
think that's the
podcasts
result
from
of
them, 'cause they'd be
making
better.
lazy content and just trying to do too much.
Man.
Even Bert's personal
Okay, maybe they're gonna show the video of Bert having a mental breakdown. Let's see.
channel is slowly dying. I mean, these
Here we
guys
go.
used to get millions of views per upload just 2 or 3 years ago. It's going to be interesting to see what changes they make in the new year and how Tom deals with losing all this money. It's pretty crazy, right? Anyway, thanks for joining me today,
Holy
guys. I
fuck.
hope you
I
enjoyed
picked
this
the wrong
video.
video.
Drop a comment below. Let me know what you
Media on
think about all
drugs
of
is a
this.
seizure-riddled psychopath. The alien parasites that will kill his ass and, well, please follow and like his horrific videos before he dies.
Hey there, it's Toasty Malone giving a shout out to my boy, Media on Drugs.
I love him.